Hello everybody. Today is the anniversary of the birth in 1939 of Terry Waite. He is best known for having been kept captive by the Hezbollah in the Lebanon back in the late 1980s. He had gone to the Lebanon as the Archbishop of Canterbury's special envoy to try and negotiate release for other Western hostages, but he himself was captured. He gave an interview to the BBC recently talking about this and described it. "I was chained to the wall for 23 hours and 50 minutes a day. I slept on the floor, didn't have any books or papers. I was in a room where shutters were put up in front of the windows so no natural light could come in, and of course there was no companionship. So it was a fairly austere existence." And then he adds, Riley, "a little bit worse than lockdown." He goes on, "But I recognised that I still had life, and although it was very limited, it was still I was still able to live as fully as possible." Reading that reminded me of an incident described to me by a Roman Catholic colleague when I worked in Ladbroke Grove, Father Michael Hollings, who told us at a minister's meeting about taking a children's assembly at a local Catholic school. He had asked for suggestions for prayers and asked the children what in particular they would like to say thank you for. And a number of them came up with ideas like their parents and holidays or particular toys that they had. But there was one lad sitting in the front row who was a thalidomide victim. This was some years ago. So he was in a wheelchair with no functioning limbs. And he indicated with a nod of his head that he wanted to give an answer. And when Michael asked him what he wanted to say thank you for, he said, "Life." It strikes me that we can all be grateful that we're alive. And there are times when there's things going on around us and things going on in our lives when actually life is a real struggle, when it sometimes seems a bit of a burden, as well as being other times when it's an absolute joy. But underlying all our experiences and a real comfort to us and a challenge to us, I think, when life is hard, is just to be grateful that we're alive. And as Terry Waite says, to try and live as fully as possible.